Okay, good morning, children. Today topic is phase and phase difference and initial phase. This is the equation of the traveling wave. Equation of the traveling wave is y is equal to a into sine of omega t minus kx plus pi naught. Here pi naught is initial phase. Omega t minus kx pi naught is a total phase. Total phase of the traveling wave equation. Here the phase is changed with respect to the two components. Here this phase is varying with respect to time, varying with respect to the displacement. So phase change with the position and phase change with the time. The phase change with position means this phase is differentiating with respect to x. Partially differentiating with respect to x. Whenever the partially differentiating with respect to x, here the t is constant. T is constant, a is take it as constant. Here the x is only variable. This pi naught is also constant. Omega t is also constant. So therefore differentiation of phi is equal to delta of pi is equal to minus k into dx, k into delta x. Here this omega t is constant and pi naught is constant. That's why change in that value is exactly equal to 0. So these two terms are omitted here. Here delta pi is equal to, here the k is equal to 2 pi by lambda. Already propagation constant is equal to 2 pi by lambda. This 2 pi by lambda is substituting in this equation, we can get delta pi is equal to phase difference is equal to 2 pi by lambda into x. This is the relation between the angle to displacement. So therefore phase angle to the displacement is equal to modulus of delta pi is equal to modulus of 2 pi by lambda into x. So this equation is very useful to convert the displacement into the phase. Displacement of the wave into the converted into the phase angle. Here this phase next one is this phase is varying with respect to time. So this equation is differentiating with respect to time. What happened here? The remaining terms are constant. Here the remaining, what are the remaining terms? Here the kx is the remaining term, x is constant and k is also constant and pi naught is a constant. So therefore change in that constant value is equal to 0. So therefore delta of pi is equal to omega into delta t. Here the omega is equal to what? 2 pi by t. So here the time is converted into the phase angle. So this equation is very useful to convert the time into phase angle. Time into phase angle. Time delta pi is equal to, or phase angle is equal to 2 pi by t into delta t. Now particle velocity. Here the wave motion of the particle is changed with respect to time. So therefore this equation is differentiating with respect to time, and the displacement is equal to y is equal to a into sine of omega t minus kx. Dy by dt is equal to, here the a is amplitude constant. Here the derivative of sine theta is equal to cos theta. So here the internal function is there. So therefore the derivative of internal function is omega t minus kx. So d by dt of omega t is equal to omega. D by dt of kx is constant. So therefore this kx is constant. So this can be written as kx constant. Differentiation of constant is equal to 0. So therefore here the Vp is equal to a into omega into cos of omega t minus kx. The maximum particle velocity Vp maximum is equal to, here this omega a omega is constant, and this cos omega t minus kx is oscillating in between the maximum to minimum. Maximum value is +1, minimum value is -1. So therefore I want Vp maximum, particle velocity maximum. So therefore here the cos theta value maximum is +1. So therefore this cos theta, instead of this cos theta, maximum value, cos theta maximum value is take +1. So therefore Vp maximum is equal to A into omega. Next, acceleration. Acceleration, now this equation is differentiating with respect, again differentiating with respect to time. Already we can get A into omega, Vp is equal to A into omega into cos of omega t minus kx. So therefore now we want acceleration. So therefore the velocity equation is differentiating with respect to time. Now we can get acceleration. Ab is equal to Vp, derivative of Vp by dp by dt. Here A into omega is already there. Cos of omega t is equal to derivative of cos theta is equal to sine of omega t minus kx, and again d by dt of internal function omega t minus kx value is omega. Already omega into a into omega is there, and here omega is there. So therefore a into omega square into sine omega t minus kx. So therefore this is the acceleration value. Ap maximum is equal to A into omega square. Why? Because this cos of omega t minus kx, sine of omega t minus kx is oscillating between the maximum to minimum. Maximum value is 1. So therefore 1 into A omega square is A minus A into omega square. This is the Ap maximum, acceleration maximum. Next, differential wave equation. Differential equation of the traveling wave is equal to, now this equation, displacement equation, is differentiating two times, partially differentiating two times with respect to t, with respect to x. We can get the differential equation. So this y is differentiating, partially differentiating with respect to t, partially differentiating with respect to x, and by equating this we can get this equation, dou square y by dou t square is equal to v square into dou square y by dou x square. This is the wave equation, traveling wave equation. So if any function is, any wave equation is given like this, y is equal to, for example, y is equal to here function of something. Is it a traveling wave or not? So we don't know by seeing this function, but you can differentiating this equation with respect to two times, so differentiating with respect to t, and two times differentiating with respect to x, by equating the two equations. If the form of this function is like this, dou square y by dou t square is equal to v square into dou square by dou x square, that is the uh, traveling wave equation. Otherwise it is not a traveling wave equation. So therefore this is the, for example, one example, y is equal to a into cos omega t plus kx. This function is given like this. Is it a traveling wave or not? So if you, this equation is differentiating two times with respect to t, two times differentiating with respect to x, by equating these two equations we can get dou square y by dou t square is equal to v square into dou square y by dou x square. So simply you can get dou square y by dou t square equal to v square into dou square y by dou x square. So is any another form, y is equal to, for example, this is equal to f of x square plus k square v square. Uh, uh, omega t t square, like this. If you differentiating this equation, we cannot get like this. So this is not a traveling wave function. Superposition principle. The two or more waves are interfering simultaneously. The resultant displacement of any particle is equal to algebraic sum of the displacement of all the waves. Two or more waves. For example, this is the one wave. This is the one wave. The displacement of the wave is y1. This is the another wave. Displacement of the wave is y2. Like that, all the waves are superimposing with each other, or simultaneously interfere with each other. Interference with each other. So therefore, we can get one resultant wave like this. So this wave equation is combination of all the waves. So therefore, the resultant displacement of the wave is equal to algebraic sum display here the y is equal to displacement, algebraic sum of the all the displacements. So therefore, first wave displacement is y1, second wave displacement is y2, third wave displacement is y3, last nth wave displacement is yn. So therefore, the displacement of all the waves we can get y. Here this y is the resultant displacement of the combination of all the waves. Here the standing wave or stationary wave. Here two progressive waves having same amplitude. This is the one progressive wave traveling along the x-axis and having the same amplitude and frequency, and this is the another progressive wave having the same amplitude. Here the amplitude of the both waves are same, and the frequency of the both waves are same. Why? Because in between these two boundaries, what happens here, in between boundary, how many waves are exist? Here one complete wave, 2, 3, 3.5, 1, 2, 3, 3.5. So therefore, the frequency of the both waves are same, amplitude of the both waves are same. If they are moving opposite to each other, when they are superimposed along the straight line, we can get the standing wave. Here y1 is equal to a into sine of omega t minus kx, y2 is a into sine of omega t plus kx. Here the omega frequency is same, amplitude is also same. Here the one is traveling along the x-axis, another one is traveling along the y-axis. When they are superimposing with each other, we can get the standing wave or the stationary wave. Consider the two waves. Already we have to define y1 is equal to a into something, y2 is equal to a into something. So this is a negative and this is a plus positive. So one is traveling along the positive x-axis direction, second one is traveling along the negative x-axis direction. So therefore when they are superimposing with each other, what happens? According to the that principle already we have to discuss uh, in the previous topic. Here the what is the superimposition principle? Displacement of the resultant wave is equal to algebraic sum of the displacements. So therefore y1 is the displacement of the first wave plus y2 is the displacement of the second wave. So therefore sum of these two we can get the resultant displacement of the that combination of the wave. So a into sine of omega t minus kx, a into sine of omega t plus kx. So therefore by simplify this equation, a is common here, a is common here, and sine, if you expand the sine value and sine a plus b formula, apply the sine a plus b formula and apply the sine a minus b formula. Now we can get the we can simplify this equation. We can get 2 into a into sine of kx cos of omega t. So this is the amplitude of the resultant wave. This is the cos of omega t. This is the wave function. Here when the two waves are traveling opposite to each other and coincide along the same line, we can get the standing wave or the stationary wave. So what happens? If the nodes and antinodes are formed, nodes and antinodes are formed. So what is the node and what is the antinode? Here the where the vibration of the wave is maximum, that is called as antinode. Where the vibration of the wave is the minimum, that is called as a node. Here sine of kx. So here the amplitude where the vibration is maximum means amplitude is maximum. So what is the amplitude? 2a into sine of kx. So sine of kx is sine of the amplitude is 0 called as a node. So according to the definition, node is what? Amplitude of the wave is equal to 0. So therefore sine of kx is equal to 0. So when it is possible sine of kx is equal to sine of n pi is equal to 0, kx is equal to n pi. Here x is equal to n pi by k. So k value is substituting 2 pi by lambda. Here the 2 pi by lambda we can get x is equal to n into lambda by 2. So therefore 0, n is equal to integer, that is a 0 comma 1 comma 2 comma 3, 0 into lambda by 2 is 0, 1 into lambda by 2 is lambda by 2, 2 into lambda by 2 is 2 into lambda by 2, 3 into lambda by 2, like that here. So this is the complete wave. Total value is lambda. Here this is the lambda by 2. This is the 0, lambda by 2. Next 2 lambda by 2. Next 3 lambda by 2. Next 4 lambda by 2. That are the locations where the nodes are formed. Nodes are formed. Here antinodes. Antinodes means where the vibration of the wave is maximum. Vibration of the wave is maximum. So therefore the amplitude of the wave is maximum. So that are called as a node. So this is the node point and this is the node point. Sine of kx is equal to 1. Sine of 2n plus 1 into pi by 2. So therefore kx is equal to n plus 1 into pi by 2. So by simplify this equation we can get x is equal to n plus 1 by 2, n plus 1 by 2 into lambda by 2. So therefore here 0 comma 1 comma 2 comma 3. So these are the locations. X is equal to 0 into 1 by 2 lambda 0 lambda by 2 into lambda by 2 1 by 2 into lambda by 2. So therefore lambda by 4, where the here the lambda by 4, 1 antinode is exist. Here it is 1 and 3 by 2, 3 lambda by 4, 3 lambda by 4. This is the 3 lambda by 4. So therefore it is here the one antinode is exists. Here the loss of stretched string. So therefore this is one nothing but a one wire fixed at the both ends. If the one wave is two waves are traveling on this wave and superimposing with each other, we can get the standing wave or the stationary wave. So here This wire is fixed at x is equal to 0 and x is equal to L. So therefore here the node positions node positions, so that is equal to L is equal to N into lambda by 2. Lambda is equal to 2 into L by N. V is equal to nu lambda according to the wave velocity equation. V is equal to nu into lambda. Nu is equal to V by lambda. The lambda by V by lambda. Lambda is equal to 2L by N. N V by 2L. So therefore this is the frequency of the wave. Here if the two n is equal to 1 comma 2 comma 3, n is equal to 1 comma 2 comma 3, v by 2L and v by 2v by 2L and 3v by 2L, like this. Here if the string is plucked at a midpoint, we can get one node of vibration. So therefore n is equal to 1. So this nu is equal to 1 into v by 2L. So therefore this is called as a fundamental frequency or first harmonic frequency. If the two loops are formed in between the fixed ends, here the two loops are formed, n is equal to 2. So nu2 is equal to 2v by 2L. So therefore this is the second harmonic or first overtone frequency. And if the three loops are formed, v3 is equal to 3 into v by 2L. This is the third harmonics and second overtone frequency. Like this, here the nth harmonic and n1 minus n minus 1 overtone. Last, if the n loops are formed, here n loops are formed, here the nth harmonic frequency, this frequency is called as a nth harmonic frequency and n minus 1 overtone frequency.